What is going on, my YouTube family? Welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and as all of you know by now, with the introduction of Title Update 20 last week, the game introduced a bunch of buffs to weapons all across the board. So in today's video, I'm going to highlight one of the SMGs they made a change to, and like many of you out there, when I find a weapon I like in the game, I stick with it. But I gotta tell you, I'm really happy I made the switch, tried this weapon out. The thing is an absolute monster, and not only that, you will see in this build video that some of the items I'm going to be showing you, including the weapon, are not even close to being maxed out. There are certain attributes I do not need, but for those of you that are new and just returning, always remember that sometimes in the game it can take you a very long time to get the exact piece of gear you're looking for. I mean, this is something I put out in a tweet the other day. I've been trying to get the perfect Bellstone backpack and body armor for this build for a very long time. It will not drop, but in the meantime I am going to put something together that can get the job done. That way I can see how the build can possibly perform. Now, as always, we're going to start with the specialization, and you can see I'm using Gunner, and the main reason for that is because it does allow me access to the Banshee Pulse, which I like to switch to depending on what I'm doing in the game. You also get a reload speed increase, some armor on kill, a rate of fire increase as well. And remember, my friends, regardless of which specialization you choose, you want to have the proper weapons activated in your weapon skill tree. That way you're getting that extra 15% weapon damage bonus regardless of which one you're using. My primary for this build is the Banshee SMG. It was given an extra 5% weapon damage and 50 extra RPMs with the most recent buff. Now you can see, as I mentioned a moment ago, I have so much more work to do in this weapon, but between us, my fellow agents, I am broke as shit. Like, I'm trying to maximize everything out. I didn't realize how quickly I would rip through resources. That's just where we're at. So even with the build the way it is, you will see in the gameplay the damage I'm putting out, but more importantly, you will see the potential for this build once I actually get it to where I want it to be. I'm using the Talent Killer, and with that talent, killing an enemy with a critical hit grants 40% crit hit damage for 10 seconds. That is a lifetime in this game. Another great option is Close and Personal, and later down the road, I will be putting together another build using that talent as well. My secondary is the Scorpio shotgun. I do not leave home without it. This is one of those must-have exotics in the game, and for both the primary and the secondary, if you do not have these weapons, I recommend hitting up the summit or countdown and set your targeted loot accordingly. Now, the Banshee you should be able to get pretty quick. The Scorpio may take you a little bit longer, and as always, I wish you nothing but the best of luck. Moving on to the gear itself, you can see I'm wearing 4 Hunter's Fury, as well as 2 Bellstone, but we are going to start with the mask. You can see it's the first of 4 pieces of Hunter's Fury. We're using all 4 so we get all of the gear set bonuses. 2 pieces 15% shotgun and SMG damage, 3 pieces 20% armor on kill and 50% health on kill. Now, to be clear, with Title Update 20, they did reduce that armor on kill by 50%, but as someone who uses his gear set on a daily basis, I really don't feel that difference at all. Finally, we have the 4-piece bonus, which is Apex Predator. Enemies within 15 meters receive a debuff, amplifying your weapon damage against them by 20%. Killing a debuffed enemy with your weapon disorients other enemies within 5 meters and amplifies weapon damage by 5% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. That is now going to take us to the body armor, which is the first piece of Bellstone we have equipped. Now, as I mentioned previously, when you look at the attributes on this build, you can see that I have a lot of work to do in order to max this thing out. I need to max out that core attribute, and not only that, when it comes to the other ones, I do not need headshot damage, but this is the best version of the body armor I can find so far. And you can see I'm using the talent Intimidate, which was also improved with Title Update 20. While you have bonus armor, you gain, it says 1 stack, but you actually gain 3 stacks each second, up to a max of 9. Each stack is going to increase your weapon damage by 4% to enemies within 10 meters. That directly coincides with your gear set and the talent on your backpack, and when you have everything combined, my friends, you are absolutely shredding through enemies. Moving on to the holster, the knee pads, and the gloves, they are the 3 remaining pieces of the Hunter's Fury gear set, and my main goal is to stack crit hit chance and crit hit damage everywhere I can. Last but not least, we have the backpack, which is the second piece of Bellstone. And you'll notice, just like with the body armor, this is not exactly the bag I'm looking for. I do not need weapon handling. I would much rather that be crit hit damage. But as I said previously, fellow agents, jump into the build. Try something out, give it a shot, see if it's something you even want to really focus on improving in the future. And for this version of the build, I'm using Adrenaline Rush. Whenever you are within 10 meters of an enemy, gain 20% bonus armor for 5 seconds. It stacks up to 3 times. Again, that's going to help help out with the talent on your chest for my skills. I'm using the Crusader Shield just in case things get sideways, and I'm also using the Banshee Pulse, but I do like to switch to the Assault Drone depending on what I'm doing in the game. Now we finally look at the numbers. I'm sitting at 57.5 crit hit chance, remember the max is 60, and 115 crit hit damage, but again, those numbers can be much better. I need to improve this build. You can also see I'm getting over 500,000 armor on kill. And for those of you getting used to a run and gun style build, I like the balance of this one. Yes, you can be more aggressive. I will post a build video like that a little bit later this week. But at this point, my fellow agents, I gotta go. It is Super Bowl Sunday. My Niners play in a matter of hours. We have people coming over. I got a barbecue, a bunch of different stuff. I sincerely hope this video helps you out. And as always, questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know and I will do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. On that note, I'm going to leave you with some gameplay footage so you can check out the build in action. I truly appreciate the privilege of your time, and as I mention at the end of every one of these, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.
Incoming. High-risk hostile.
I'm gonna blow your fucking brains out!
That idiot was always just give up, agent!
High-risk target approaching.
I'm sending out a drone!
System curtailed. Incoming hostiles detected. System activated.